First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, and the music I'm playing in the background is copyrighted free. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing some updating on the website. I got orders to go out to my customers. I do apologize if things been delaying a little bit here and there. We've been having a little difficulty just getting supplies in, but I've been buying everything in bulk. So that way we don't have to worry about buying for a while. Not have to go through that ever again. We did have an issue with the containers. We did order containers, but the containers got canceled. They didn't get canceled, but they were late. I mean, they were like really, really late. I'm like, we can't wait that long. We need to get containers here as soon as possible. So we got them right here. So these are the orders right there for y'all right there. I got gallons I'm knocking out today, and I'm knocking out the quarts. But I'm telling you, bro, if you have those issues, that's why I'm gonna need to go to Uline and just buy like lots and lots. And that's what I've been doing. I've just been bulking up on everything. So it's been costly, but yeah, but I make sure we have everything for our customers. Let me see. I hope you like the music in the background. Just found it. So like I said, it's copyright free music, so that's good. We can use it. So we're going to be doing some updating on the website. We're going to be changing the face of the site, doing some things, moving some stuff around, because stuff, we put it on there for the time being. So now we're going to update it with some new stuff. This splatter pictures, or what do you want to call them? Yeah, they've been taken off on Facebook quite nicely. It basically just gives you that realistic effect that what you really are missing from your projector. You're literally missing so much. It's unbelievable. I think doing the city scene and just coming up on close on the screen and allowing people to see, like up close and personal, what you are literally missing from your projector. That is a lot, I'm telling you. I'm in this business for a long time. And to see a projector like the one I have over here at 5,000 lumens, all that power strike that screen, and it doesn't pick up. Mind you, we use these projectors outside. So these are outside projectors, these big venues. Let's see, what's the biggest projector we have in here? Sony VPL FH30 is the biggest projector we have in here. This one, actually, no. We got a 6,500 lumen over here. I just got to get the lamp for it. Oh yeah, we're going to hit that wall with a 6,500 lumen projector. As soon as I get the lamp, I got to order that part. Okay, so I like this music. The music is freaking hot. I like jazz music. I love jazz music. I like more like lounge music, like that James Bond kind of music. But anyway, so we have to go in here and do some updating to the front of the site. Let me see. These we don't need anymore because we had a gallery now. We got a whole entire demonstration page. So now we can just load this up with the new pictures. We'll put a video player here, and let me see. I'm gonna take these out because we don't need these anymore. We actually had these already. Let's go remove this. No, let's not remove the video player out. Take out the old video player. We just need a player up here. Actually, I want a big one here. I'm gonna do an intro video. I'm gonna do it on the splatter wall behind us.
Electricity is more than a source of energy.
Oh,
for Lexus,
no
it's
commercials. No
hybrids to plug-in hybrids to our first
we have to go through the commercial.
This is a
Gee
new
whiz.
electric, one that puts your needs above all else. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
One just has. No, I want some lounge music, but I want to make sure it's copyrighted free. This is where you gotta be careful with YouTube. It's like YouTube's intention is just basically give you copyrighted music so you can get hit with strikes. I literally just asked for all copyrighted music, which means any music should pop up should be copyrighted free. But YouTube will slap something in there that's not copyrighted and go, oh, here's a strike. Gee whiz, that's for you, YouTube. Let me see. Upbeat jazz music, copyright free. We have here. See if we have a long stream or just one. Well, as fast as that's moving, that is never gonna give me enough time to finish what I got to do today. Let me see. Royalty free, no copyrights. Oh, this will definitely work. Why did that big zoom up on that one? What was the point of that one? Let's see what else we got up here. Upbeat. No, you're not saying copyrighted free in there. Come on now. So also too, while I'm looking for this, yeah. So I talked to the attorney. We were in the process of suing Wix because crazy because I'm out here working on Wix, but I still have to work on here. Don't have a choice because I have to update the site. I guess I have to do it. But yeah, we're suing them because I told you before that whole copyright thing. I said that before from day one that if they didn't remove the site, they were going to get slammed with a lawsuit. And we did warn them. We did send them information and we sent them documentations and everything they needed that they asked for at the end of the day. It's there, showing them responding back and forth. What makes this so sad for Wix? Because Wix has an amazing website. It's an amazing website for building. There's tons of stuff on here if you're building a site. You know, if you're not really like web-based savvy on basically on doing Dreamweaver and all that stuff, this is a fantastic way for a person to go in and develop and work on and build a site that looks very professional. So with that being said, that's all fantastic, but their security policy sucks unbelievably. Unbelievable. I just got finished watching a promo demonstration just did a few minutes ago talking about how their security thing, and that's a big lie. I mean, I don't know about that part about people hacking into the site. Never had that happen before, but I know for the fact of having individual users from their own site go in and hit your own site, that right there is a problem. That's why when they have their policy that states that, you know, your stuff is protected, do not believe in this. Go down and get yourself an official copyright with the United States government. That's what you do. If I had one through Wix has something on there that says under their guidelines that within their guidelines that it's all free game. So bottom line, say you put music on there, it's not copyrighted, you know, which it should be. Anyway, it's music, and you're on which site and within their policy, it is protected outside. Someone tried to take it from outside, but within their own surrounding area, it's not considered to be protected. It's not protected material. But the problem we have here is ours is protected. Ours basically has a government copyright attached to it. So they were supposed to execute that site a long time ago. And then the official filing, which we had to show how we were handling the individual who started all that nonsense. And we showed them documentation of the CCB, and we filed against a claim against them, a lawsuit against this individual for basically touching our copyrights without permission, and Wix was informed on everything that was going on. We always sent them documentations on copyrights and stuff like that, and on the court case and filing numbers and the attorneys that are involved, everything. And they choose to ignore this. So it's going to be extremely bad publicity for their site, because it just tells people today, like, hey, look, you sign up with their site. We have tons of stuff for you to work with, make your site look amazing. You know, your site's gonna look incredible. You can put all this time in it, but we'll turn our backs if someone goes and rips off your music and says, hey, this is my music now. You can't do anything about it. This belongs to me. Just imagine a music term. If you're making music and they're playing their music on their website, this would trigger any person at the end of the day. That's my music. It belongs to me. That's what they do. And this is why this is going to be, it's never going to make it to court. They're going to sue the court for whatever we want as fast as possible, because you don't want that to get out about your site. No one would touch your site with a 10-foot pole if they knew that their work at the end of the day was being abused by another Wix user or another person on that account, and they did nothing about it. And this is why they're being hit with a major lawsuit. And can they win it? No. There is no way in the world for them to win that lawsuit. And guess who basically spearheaded for them to get sued? Jamie did. Jamie's website's on there. It's under Wix. And they went to the site already. The attorneys already had access, gave them the website, which they requested. They went and looked into it, and they saw him up there. And they saw our name and logo and how he was slandering us. Yep. Oh, by the way, Squarespace. We're going to be contacting you real soon. Squarespace. We've also sent over information to them, acknowledging them that a fellow by the name of Danny, we don't call him by parte because he just owns the rights to that, is basically violating multiple copyright infringements on his account, and his account needs to be removed as fast as possible. Even though his site doesn't make any money or doesn't profit at the end of the day, but it still needs to be removed. He doesn't own the rights to that name parte, does not belong to him. There's a huge amount of illustrated artwork that doesn't belong to him. It's a bit of a fiasco over there. But getting back to Jamie, yeah, Jamie is going to be responsible for making us a multi-millionaire, or making me a multi-millionaire, easily, very easy. Because of Wix being fully responsible because of this. And keep in mind, this is why I told you, when you file these forms, make sure not only do you send it to them, but you go through their proper channels, because they have proper channels, wink, wink, that they'll say that, hey, we need you to go through this particular section and that particular section. So we went through everything and sent them out tons of documents. So the fact that we were receiving this is the funny thing about it. You're going to find this very interesting. When we didn't have the attorneys involved, we were receiving somewhere between like 187 spam mail. And on the other site, if you heard us on live stream, it's the indicator going off like crazy. We were receiving like 24, 30, 50, something. This is from him or somebody else. But now that there's attorneys involved in all of this and we're going to court and this is a real thing for him, it stopped. We don't have anybody hitting the accounts. It stopped completely. You know what that means, right? That means that all that mail came from him, or he warned other people that were sending it in to stop it, which is not good. It just still puts you in a lot of trouble, because keep in mind, when you go to court and if they have evidence, they have to research that evidence. They can't say, well, these emails came from such and such and so. He can argue, well, how do you know they come from me? Do you have any proof it came from me? And they can say, well, we did a trace. We found the server that's connected to you and all your information, and we know all these emails. We did a trace on all the emails. You have to trace them. They have to. 187. That's just the first month that we've received from him that were traced back to his account. It's over 1,000. And the period of time that they're counting 6 months back. Oh, it's bad. It's extremely bad. It's bad for both parties. So unfortunately, yes, we'll be leaving Wix. You know, there's no point for me to be there. Like I said, you know, if we run the risk of being ripped off by him, we run the risk of being ripped off by somebody else on there. And again, they're not going to go to court over this, because again, how you gonna sit there in court and say, well, it'd be worse if the person who ripped us off or tried to destroy our company was by another site. That's a little bit more easier to swallow. But this is a person from the same exact site, same platform. That's what makes it worse for them. So you can't you can't police your users. You have these policies, these strict policies put into your site that if someone violates one of these policies, it's an automatic termination, but you don't police this. This is what got them sued. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it's a multi-million lawsuit. I'm going to tell you how much it is, but let's put it this way. If I die, shoot, that literally, I mean, my families, they'll never be broke, ever. I mean, not ever. So I'm pretty sure they have an insurance policy for stuff like this, but I plan to go way over their insurance policy, way over it. Because again, you don't do stuff like that. I can call eBay and present documents to eBay, and the site is gone that quick, that fast. Any other place, Amazon, gone. Any other site, Etsy, gone. Like either they'll give you a warning and tell you shut it down, you get some kind of restrictions. It'll pop up and say it's person such and so and so for copyrights. Now they'll do it right from the door. They didn't do anything for Jamie at all, period. And I sat there and said, well, if they drop the ball on this, they're going to get hit with a pretty hard lawyer. We got a big dog attorney that's stepping in on this. Yeah, it's easy money for them. It's an open and shut case. It has all the perfect ingredients for a perfect lawsuit. Yeah, you need a couple things there. You need heavy damages. You need basically deep pockets, number one, because you can't get water out of a stone. And you need just basically just an open and shut. No way around it. So they're going to pay us what we want to keep us happy. And I'm going to, I can just retire if I choose to. But I like I like what I do too much. It's not going to happen. I got too much stuff I want to do. That kind of money at the end of the day, gee whiz, I can build whatever the frick I want. Oh, it's something to think about. But anyway, and then we got Jamie's lawsuit, which again, we're not going to get much out of that at the end of the day, but they are going to clean his clock in the process. He is going to lose everything in the process. So he's pretty much done. All right, let's get this music in here. I got to update the site. You know how hard it is to update a site, but at the end of the day that you're not going to be there anymore? That is jacked up, but I got to do what has to be done. That's the part. Oh, they're definitely going to pay for my time. The time I put in to build all 3 of my websites, which I showed the attorneys, I put time in my sites to design them. So now I have to remove. I'm not building the sites this time around. I paid somebody, so somebody else is going to do the job. They're going to build my sites for me. But I put all the time in, and then the fact that I had to leave, and I've been with Wix for like over 12 years. So right, it's not like, you know, let me turn this down a little bit. It's not like I'm a new client. I've been with them for over 12 years, probably about 13, 14 years now. So it shows I've been with them quite some time. I got a track record a mile long showing every transaction I've ever paid for on their site. So it shows at the end of the day, and mind you, this is the jacked thing about it. I've been on Wix longer than Jamie was on Wix. Way longer, way longer. I think it's got like 2 years on there. I got over 14, almost 13, 14 years on Wix. Yeah. And that was one of your top paying clients. Been on with you guys for a long time, and that's how you treat your clients that been with you forever. That is not to go well. Is this a short one too? Oh, come on. I want to get long, some music on here. Well, when it gets to, we just go to that part. I gotta change this out real quick. I got work to do. All right, let me see what we got to remove here. So we got this one go right here. Can't need that. What do we got here? On here? Yeah, we got that. We need to move the players over, so that's why. Now, even though this is not going to be available for customers anymore, companies are still going to be hitting the site, and they're going to still see the demonstrations on these products. So this is why these are still going to be here. Now, for those who are sitting there like, oh, gee whiz, that's just messed up. They're just going to pull the paint and we can't get it no more. No, there's a screen paint we're working on, which is a gunmetal version, which you are going to have. And that thing's going to do everything, which means it's going to be to go outside and inside and all that good stuff. And then we do the same thing as that splatter screen behind us right now. Matter of fact, these 2 screens are going to be coated with that technology. Update. Let's see. Okay, I see. Notice we put up right there. We're on. Here we are. Okay. This one doesn't exist anymore. This has also been removed for something. You can keep these here. I'm going to really enjoy the gunmetal, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to be in a lot of gunmetal sites. Oh yeah, I'm definitely in sites with that technology. And yeah, those are the big boys in there. You got a dedicated theater room, and you got gunmetal technology sitting in that bad boy. You have any idea how much money they pay for a screen? Keep in mind, when usually you're in dedicated theaters, you're not in screens of 100 inches or 120. These screens are $135, $150. You're talking about some real serious money in there. But again, if you're going to spend $50,000 for a JVC projector, you know, might as well go in on the screen. Yeah, I can't wait to hit those sites. Now, usually we go in there with black screens. We always get the same thing. We have the advantage point because our screens are literally jet black. You know, it's a gunmetal screen. Make a gunmetal screen and then come back in here and see where you stand in gunmetal. Oh yeah, I'll definitely plan to be back in there with some gunmetal. So how do you get around that one? You know, some of these screens, I'm not going to say all of them. I don't know which ones have it. But when you buy a screen that expensive, there is a policy in there to make sure you stay with it. That's a serious purchase at the end of the day. So they have to have some kind of guideline in there saying, hey, look, you agreed to these terms and conditions and so and so and so. Has to be something in there. If you're going to spend $3,000 to $5,000, let's say $5,000, top screen will be $5,000. $5,000 for 100 inch. What do you think 150 will cost you? You know, you just bought yourself a car. All right here. These are picture demonstrations right here? Yeah, we got them all in here. All right, cool. We're not changing all this. It's going to stay right where it's at. These are our pictures. Feel free to do some research on it. That back button if you want. They're all ours. They belong to us. So get every last one of those pictures. All right. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna put a divider in there too. No, can you go on the divider? Really, seriously? I need to do this section off from here. Alright, I need to go in here. Alright, where's my line? Should be a line here. There it is, right there, all late. Let's see. Let's go over to pretty sure, I know for a fact that the minute that the attorneys contact them, when we sign the papers and the attorneys contact them and let them know they're being brought to court for copyright infringements and stuff like that, not Jamie talking about the Wix, it's never going to make it to court. Not even going to make it to court. They're definitely going to settle right out. How are they going to fight me in court? Like, literally how? What could you possibly say? We've provided you with tons of information. We even have, remind, they're going to subpoena all phone records, any conversations we had back and forth. Anybody was involved, they get brought into court. This is what happened. This kind of pressure they put on them. And we even have, I have the information, a letter from one of them, which is a top supervisor that went into his account and screenshotted the evidence and gave me a promise that this was all going to be taken care of. This is not good. We even go back as far as the pornography that he was posting on the site toward us. So that was another violation that he basically broke. Now it's copyright in pornography. That's not going to go well. So like I said, this is going to be pretty much open and shut. They don't really have much to argue about, period. So, you know, they more like pay me. If this goes away, I think it's going to go, and it should, but no problem. Even the attorney said it's definitely open and shut. I'm getting me a lot of land. I mean, a lot of freaking land. Something like 250 acres. I'm getting a lot of freaking land. So what I want to do is, I want to actually, I got a lot of family up here. And I'm talking to them. I said, look, if, you know, everything goes through with this, you know, Lord bless us how we need from this. There shouldn't be a problem. Get this taken care of. Would you guys mind? I'll give you guys like 5 acres. Everybody gets 5 acres and you can build whatever you want on it. And that means they get to live rent free. And they have, I'm studying something called hydroelectric energy, which is something, I'm building something, but I can't tell you what I'm building. This definitely will involve a mechanical pattern. I can't tell exactly. You already know it involves water, it's energy, but I can't tell you what the unit looks like. It's actually a portable unit I'm designing. But anyway, and I'm going to test it out on that property. That's another reason why, because that's something I love to study. It's basically I'm not saying it right. Other ways of basically powering your home. So I'm fascinated by solar power and by water and wind. I'm fascinated by that. So I get all these ideas in my head on how to build all these different designs on how to basically generate energy. And that's what I want to do. Now I'm still going to be making screen paint products, but somebody else will be running that part. This will give me a chance to basically go out and do my work on my passion. Let me see. Let's keep this short and sweet. The benefit and advantage points. Well, that's going to be short and sweet. Benefit and advantage points. Where you at? Control right down on that one. Man, I saw this video somebody sent to me. They have this house. Usually, people, when they look for places to buy or rent, and within the inner city, and people buy these shell houses, and these houses are absolutely immaculate. They're insane the way the inside of these houses look. Like something you would find like in a condo or somewhere like in Manhattan or something like that, like in a really upscale, insane neighborhood, you know? That kind of area. So, but usually you will see these houses in some of them really rough neighborhoods. I mean, really rough neighborhoods, like going to the store to go pick up something and requesting to have body armor kind of neighborhood. Literally, I've lived in bad neighborhoods like that, really like that. But anyway, and these houses would be the most gorgeous houses on the inside, but there's kind of like a give and take situation. You still are going to have to deal with the neighborhood. You still have to deal with gunfire going off in the middle of the night and cars racing by and all kinds of stuff. You have to deal with that. Now, if you were to take he's asking for $325,000 for the house. He's never going to get it. There's a couple of reasons why he's not going to get it. It's not only because the neighborhood is very, very interesting and flavorful, and it's very urban. It definitely is. I know that neck of the woods. I live in that, not in that area, but a little farther down. And everybody was making those comments were actually in that neighborhood and around that neighborhood, so they know how interesting that neighborhood can be. But anyway, there was another part. That house literally was next to a graveyard. I've lived next to a graveyard before, but I mean graveyard as in you walk across the street and then you enter the graveyard. Like the graveyard was a little farther back away from the house. It was more like on this side. So when I would come out of the house, the graveyard, you really wouldn't see it. You had to kind of walk past the gates. I used to walk past there all the time and cut through there to go to the other end. But it was a historical graveyard. But it's way on this side. You couldn't see it. And then it had a bunch of huge, massive trees around it. It's a very shady area. So you really didn't see it that much. But this was a little different. This thing was like Salem's Lot kind of graveyard. It was like the minute you walked out of your gate, bam, it was right there waiting for you. It was right there. I'm gonna show you some screenshots. I took a picture sent to a friend of mine. I was like, yo, would you live here? Insane. Like the minute you walk out your door, it was right there. It was like the entire grave. They built the wall of your privacy fence right literally against the graveyard wall. So you're on your deck. This thing had a deck attached to it. The first thing you see is a sea of gravestones. He'll never sell the property unless he finds somebody who, at the end of the day, I mean, the rest of the people bought those houses over there, but they probably got them for a real extremely cheap price because you're living next to a graveyard. You know, like buying a house next to a nuclear power plant, an area that's conducting tons of what do you call those high-powered electrical wires and cables and stuff that run back and forth. And later on, they cause all kinds of problems, stuff like that. Living next to a train, literally next to a train or near airport, those houses get cheap. Stuff like that. Even when you got houses near the freeway, before they put in those cement barriers to keep the sound from the freeway transferred to the houses, yeah, those houses would be extremely cheap because of the areas they're in. I guarantee you, those houses probably went for next to nothing. There's no way in the world he's going to get that much money. I wouldn't have dared sunk that much money into a piece of property in that neighborhood. Sorry to say that, not in that neighborhood, and especially with that graveyard sitting that close. It was literally that close. He did a drone fly-in, which I thought was pretty hot. That is a new way of showing up apartments or houses. That was sick. Flew that drone into the front window, went through the entire house. Very good drone skills. One upstairs, one downstairs. The house was absolutely gorgeous, but it had to be. He's never going to sell it. No one's going to touch it. But then again, he took a gamble. And from the reaction he got from the Facebook feed, it was a bad gamble, an extremely bad one. So, long story short, if he don't get no one to rent it out, he going to have to strip out everything in that house and sell it off on eBay or someplace. Because again, he got to get his money back some way. Gee whiz, I don't know why he would do that. And then when he went out, when the woman opened up the deck, beautiful, huge deck, flies out there, does the graveyard scene and flies back in as fast as possible. He didn't sit out there too long with that drone. And everybody made the same comment. Graveyard, 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 graveyard. Yeah, people were funny about graveyards. You know what you also get from a graveyard? Now, keep in mind, I'm not worried about the dead, because the dead is dead. That's it to it. It ain't coming back. It's gone. Spirits and all that stuff, that's a different story. It's biblical in the Bible. Yeah, you will get demons and stuff. They do dwell in those areas like that. And people are more concerned about ghosts. There's no such thing as ghosts. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as ghosts. That's the two things coming back to see you. Either it's an angel or it's a devil. It's one of the two. That's it. Your body is going. You go back to heaven, or go back to the one who belongs to you, who owns that, and your body goes back to the primal dust from which it came. That's the only option. Anything else walking around that house posing to be a family member? Well, guess what? You got a demon walking around in there. And you want to get your preacher and pray that thing out of there. But other than that, that part don't bother me. When I lived next to a graveyard, I was never bothered by it. I sat in that graveyard a few times and had lunch. I ain't bothered by that. When you're protected by the Lord, you don't worry about that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't faze you. But anyway, it's the bugs. Graveyards have a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs. And these bugs will seep into your home. And the house I was renting from the people when I was living over there, the room I was renting from them, vantage points, they had some serious bug issues over there. Serious bug issues. I'm talking about where you could literally drop food on the ground and in a split second you can watch the bugs come out and crawl all over it that badly. So I showed them how to get rid of their bug problem. You got a little, what do they call that, boric acid, whatever, that white stuff, that powder, and you put it in the areas where they're going to drink, because that's the causing the drink. We put it up in the shelves, like we snow coned the place, put it that way, and that pretty much got rid of some of them. But then after a while, they get used to it, and they don't get bothered by it because they get used to it. They get used to the smell. So what you do is you put a little powdered sugar in with it and some cinnamon, and you trick them. That's how you get rid of the rest of them. Very easy trick. Just put a little powdered sugar. I told you, a friend of mine had a rat problem, and I said, "Dad, this poison they make is green. It's real toxic." And he was putting it around. I said, "No, but they're not going to touch that. Mix it with a little bit of peanut butter and smear that up in the corners and stuff, and they'll go eat it." Sure enough, they go eat it. No tricks you learn. I learned all those tricks from hanging around with older people. They always got those remedies on how to get rid of stuff. Anytime I need to get some information, I go. I have a friend of mine in the corner. He was in his 70s. And I go back there and I'd ask him some questions. How do you do it? Because all that information, people understand, people got tons of information. People that they think they don't know anything because they're not updated with the times. You'd be surprised. Same problems you have now are the same problems they had back then. Let me see. Okay, the vantage points, the benefits and advantage points of, add that in there, right there. Coming up right there. Right there. Had to be you. That can't be. I know that song. There's no way in the world that's copyright free. It had to be you. Frank Sinatra sung that one a few times. And you should just be looking to get you in trouble. Funky, upbeat jazz music, no copyrights.
Any creators that are looking to level up their storytelling and their content creation need a website like Artlist Maps.
Artlist Map.
This is why you gotta watch when you're doing any videos. You walk away from the camera. YouTube will literally upload almost half a movie and show it right there and go, you weren't supposed to show that. Like, really? Seriously? I like this beat to this right here. It's so fast. These royalties. It'd be nice if they had a bunch to back them up, back to back to back. It would be really nice. I like that beat. That beat is hot. Let's see what we got here. This is what I listen to the next one. This is my lounge music. Matter of fact, I don't hear it playing right now. It should be playing right now. And this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. That's what I'm talking about. I listen to this all day. My father liked this kind of music. It used to drive me crazy. I couldn't stand it. And here I am now, at his age. He's past some by now. I'm up around his age, and I freaking love this music. Can't get enough of it. It's music that comes with maturity and time. All right, the benefits and advantage points of our ambient rejection black screen paints. All right, people. Sorry about that. That's the attorneys for Wix. So, okay. So I'm glad to know that's going well. Let me go in here. Let's finish this up right here. We're not finishing up. We still have more work to do, and but I'm happy about that. Gee whiz, that's gonna be great. Oh man, if this goes the way, and we should not have a problem because we did inform them on everything. I sent so many documents to them, and this went on for 2 months. They dragged their feet on 2 months, and we got 2 months in that timeline. That's where they're counting worth of hate mail, racial slurs, you name it, death threats, all that, and they're going to have to answer for that. This is why I explained to and keep in mind, they're also going through the case with us and Jamie. Jamie's involved in that with that lawsuit too, also because that's what triggered everything off. So they may turn around. Well, they can't slam him with a lawsuit. They literally can't slam him with a lawsuit because he literally could fight that one easily. Because again, we're suing them because they didn't do what they're supposed to do. So they really can't sue him with a lawsuit at all. Period. Because they're at fault. They're clearly at fault. But anyway, they're looking through his complaint. He has a complaint against him with the government. We filed that complaint. That's that number. So they're going to go through that too also. And they're going to go through all the pictures and stuff. We all sent that over. Everything from Jamie's account, the same thing involved in that. They got it too also. So that's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. He might be brought in for court on questioning for that too. So we'll see. All right, let me get back to work here. Usually, if an attorney's not going to take your case, they're going to tell you right from the door. They're not going to request you send jack to them. Nothing at all. It's a waste of their time. They're going to ask a lot of questions. And the first thing they asked us was, do we own our copyrights? We said, oh, heck yes, we own our copyrights. Can we get that registration number? Yes, you can. Here you go. That's the first thing they're going to ask for. This is crazy. They're suing the platform I'm working with. Well, they had an option. YouTube's gonna be next. Definitely gonna be suing YouTube next. That'll be the next one. Reason why we're suing YouTube? Oh, the tons of videos. All those people that were slandering us on YouTube. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah. We're definitely gonna sue the living crap out of YouTube. And then what YouTube's gonna do is they're gonna go and after getting hit with the lawsuit, they're gonna go in and start knocking out people's accounts left and right. because it's going to be requested in the in the suit. Same thing with, well, Wix only has one site, which I'm calling with Jamie. That's basically about it. Right. Well, let them figure it out. That's not my here nor there. Oh, I like that. That's not my here nor there today. My day is to basically finish working on my site, listen to some jazz music and relax. I gotta go pop over to the store. I gotta go buy ink for the printer because we're out of ink. Well, I wish we had a Rite Aid near here. It would have been so much nicer, but we don't. Well, my sister lives at everything just right downtown, so it's a little easier for her. All right, let me see. Get back over here. Finish working over here. We're blessed to get this. I am going to give so much money to charity. It's not even funny. How much money does one person need at the end of the day? Honestly, you don't need that kind of money at the end of the day. It drives you crazy. You don't need that crap. You need expensive cars and all that stuff. Nah, I talked about buying a McLaren, but deep down inside, I'll never buy that car. I know myself. I'll walk right over to the dealership and go, you know how many people I could feed with this car? And then walk away. That'll be me. That's what I'll be thinking. There's a lot of people can feed with a McLaren. A lot of people. I couldn't touch it. All right, so we got the benefits of. Nope, couldn't do it. You got too many people out there ain't got nothing to eat. I can't stand people who basically see somebody out there begging for change and they just gonna walk over top of them or walk right past them. You're not a human being, and then they just let you know that you're scum. You can't take $1 out of your pocket. Really, what's $1 to you at the end of the day? I mean, if you need the dollar, you need the dollar. I can understand that, but really. We can always get more. Some people just can't. They just have it anyway. People always want to judge them like, oh, they're just this and that and the other. I think COVID should have been a wake-up call for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs in COVID. A lot of people had really good jobs and everything. Lost their job, lost their livelihood, everything. Got a chance to experience what it's like to be on the other side of people you walk over top of. And you think because they're bums, they're trash. You got a right to call human being trash or a bum. At the end of the day, you got that right. If anything can happen to you, just so easy. I could never understand that. When I skate through Center City, we'd be out there, my friends and stuff. We up there by Rittenhouse Square in the high class area, and I'd watch homeless people out there. And these people would walk in with their suits and their clothes, fancy clothes, and they'd walk into these restaurants and they'd come out with their doggy bags, and they would literally drop that doggy bag low enough so they could smell the food. That is really jacked up. I'm not a person about violence at the end of the day, but that time when I was skateboarding, you deserve to get smacked in there with a skateboard for that one. That's just trash. I take whatever I got. I used to always carry extra $20 on me just in case if I could feed somebody that day, get somebody a meal that day. I don't know how people can be like that in life. You're a human being at the end of the day. That's a human being right there. He is just like you. What makes you better? Oh, could you drive a fancy car? Could you make a little bit more money? That's what makes you better than that person? No, it doesn't. not like people like that at all. That's why I'm not a big fan of the rich. None of that stuff, the banquets and all that bull nonsense. I mean, if there are people in there that are helping people at the end of the day, okay, hats off to you. But I'm not about their world. I'm not about their life, and I couldn't care less about their life. I don't even want to be around it at all, period. I'd rather be in a soup kitchen any day. As a matter of fact, let's figure out where the soup kitchens are this year. I'm going to the soup kitchen. Couldn't do it because of COVID, but this year, yeah, Christmas comes up, I'm being in a soup kitchen. I'm gonna help people out. See if I can donate some money there too. We can add something different to the menu. I'm pretty sure people get tired of eating the same thing. Or, I don't know. Maybe they got a different menu. I need to look all this stuff up. That's what I need to do. But I'm gonna start doing a lot of charity work. Now I also decided to go in and get take up what do they call it, caretakers, because I want to work at a senior citizen home. Definitely want to work at one. It's not because of the money, people. It's not the money. It's the fact that basically these are people at the end of the day that sometimes people don't even come down. Old people don't even come down and see them. They got nobody there for them. People forget their birthdays. They forget everything about them. Some people are blessed and they have people that come down and see them. But some people don't have that at all, period. So I can be there to help somebody out at the end of the day. Talk with them. Spend some time with them. We can do some cool stuff, some puzzles or some painting and stuff like that. And that's what I want to do. All right, we're gonna have to take this out soon. We got this whole section for something. We're not gonna have enough room. A little too much in there. These videos are all backed up. They're actually in our demo page. I want to make this page for something else. All right. Yeah. My mother has a friend that comes over around the same age, so I come down and see my mom, see how she's doing. And I see her friend, they're in there usually putting puzzles together, stuff like that. So we do a little finger painting. We draw watching nature channels. They love the nature channels. They love nature. I got a trip planned for them to take them out to the Poconos, so that way they can go out and they can see the my Poconos is all snow all the time, so they're not gonna be out of snow. But take them out in the country, have a picnic lunch for them. They can eat stuff like that. The other woman, I think she has, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Alzheimer's, or she's forgetting things. So I tell people at the end of the day, when she's talking about something, don't argue with her. Let it be. You know what I mean? Whatever's going on in her mind, let it be. What's the problem with that? Just let it be. At the end of the day, you're supposed to be, you're supposed to just look past all that, whatever it may be. They have that right. They've been there long enough. So what I do is, because they sometimes they hear things. My mother does it. She hears things and she'll get into a really bad argument with somebody because she thinks you said something about it, but you really didn't. And what I did, I got some Dre beats. So that way she can listen to her classical music and her Christian music. And while we're talking, she doesn't feel like someone's talking about her. Her feelings doesn't get hurt. So that way she can listen to her music. And I was going to get her the VR glasses for the Quest, but I found about that whole eye irritation thing. I'm staying away from that. So trying to find something, because the G2s are too big, they're too heavy. The Index are too heavy. I need something lightweight. I think I would just get a cell phone VR, because they're pretty lightweight for her. Because she wants to go to different countries and stuff, and right now she can't do that right all, period. But I can take her in VR. So we go over there, the ladies sit there, we have tea parties, and they get dressed up and everything, and we watch some British TV. They love British TV and stuff like that. We do some puzzles, we do some finger painting, we do some arts and crafts and stuff like that. In the kitchen, we do a little light baking. That's what they can't, So it's interesting how somebody took care of you all your life, and now you're taking care of them. My sister comes in, she takes over the rest, and then As I'm leaving out, I have to remind the ladies, no parties, no drinking, and no boys. And they'll leave out the door. So this summer, we're going to go to the art museum. And they want to go, actually that's where they want to go. They want to go to the art museum, stuff like that. So that's where we're going to the art museum. Have some fun. I can't stand people who take senior citizens out and they want to rush them because they're on their time. If you don't like what you do for a living, then get out of it. If you feel that if you're doing that job at the end of the day and these people are basically burdening your time, you need to leave right away. That's what you need to do. You're on their time. That's where you're at. And I asked them all kinds of questions, like what were dances like in your area, you know what I mean? Oh, stuff, they want to add so much stuff they want to talk about from their time zone. People want to hear it. They don't even bother with it. They're stuck on their cell phones. They're stuck in this whole futuristic world. Do you know how much history they have seen, things they have done that you will never, ever experience? Missing out. I had an Uncle Winfield was in World War II. When I was young, I was running the streets and carrying on. Never sat down and sit there and listen to this man speak. And his last years, I went down, we became real close. I went down to go see him. Just about every day, I rode my bike over Canada to go see him. And man, the things he told me, unfreaking believable. And what they've been through, what they went through. Yeah, you learn a lot about them. You learn a whole lot. They're wonderful people to talk to. That's why when I lived in my neighborhood, the only person I literally got along with was this old woman across the street. She was cool as on the way. Best person ever, I swear. Down to earth. She wasn't bougie like the rest of them. She was living in that neighborhood before they came in and did what they did to her. You know, they hooked it up and everything, and all these upscale people had moved in and stuff like that. And she was still that same down to earth person she always was. I think she was Irish or Italian, one of them. But she was hilarious. I loved her. She was awesome. Let's get some video players in there. So we need to put, well, before we get to that, I'm getting out of a line here. It's right here first, it's in here. Let's get this done. Let's get this locked in real quick. Yeah. Your senior citizens are awesome. Wonder for them, you wouldn't be here right now. Let's get this one right here. And let's change this over to, what are we doing here? Oh, should have did that while he was over there. That would have helped right there, wouldn't it? Right there. Kaboom. Yeah, wrong keyboard. Man, I gotta mark these keyboards, I swear. Let's go in here and let's get, let's go get, let me see. You know, a company I wish would have stayed in business? Blockbusters. I wish Blockbusters would have stayed in business. Of course, it's not the same as having it on VHS, but those were good times, man. Get off from work, go drop over to Blockbusters, get a real good movie, sitting there and look at all the different categories they had the snacks, popcorn, and all that stuff. And you would just go home, hook it in your VCR, and just watch movies with your family, friends, whatever. That movie night, that Friday was epic. Blockbuster was crowded on a Friday. see. We're gonna put this video person right there. Yeah, Blockbusters was crowded on a Friday. I remember you could buy video games at KB Toy Store, or you had Funko Land. No, we don't need that. Get that out of here, bro. You're doing too much with money. You had Funko Land. That was another one. Well, the first time I saw a Dreamcast. That's the first time I found out about Germantown Avenue. When I was coming up, I never went to Germantown Avenue. If I wanted something, I went straight downtown and got my stuff. That's why I went down to Center City and picked up my stuff. So I never went downtown. I never went down to Germantown Avenue. Germantown Avenue was like a kind of an avenue area in the hood, but it had like rows and rows of stores. You might have rows and rows of stores in there, but it was within the hood. It's like having everything you needed within the hood. But I never went down there. I was always going downtown to get my stuff. And then I got to know a few people in the neighborhood, of course through Pitbull Association, which means basically I was walking around my Pitbull and I bumped into their dog, like, ooh, what you got right there? I got so-and-so, really? We had to talk, and that's how I met my buddy Brandon. We and him were really good friends for a long time. Didn't know he lived right up the street from me, but usually when you live in a neighborhood like that, you really don't go, hey, how you doing? My name is Ken, so-and-so. No, you don't do that crap. That'll get you hurt. Y'all just happen to bump into each other and meet each other here or there. Maybe, you may drive by, have some rims in your car. You might like a conversation to break out. That's how y'all meet. But they know, hey, how you doing, neighbor? How about you take this pumpkin pie right here and we'll be friends? No, that'll get you hurt big time. So we met through Pitbull Association, which means I was walking my Pitbull Tigger through the park, and I saw his Pitbull called Pete because he had the big old spot on the eye like Little Rascals. And we met up to each other and we got to talking. I was like, yeah, so what you got? And I got so-and-so and so. That's really nice right there. What's the breed of that one? So-and-so, what's the father and mother? That's how that conversation got started. We knew the dogs they never got along because they're pit bulls. But me and him became really good friends. And as I'm walking home, I'm walking into my house and I look down the street and I see him walking into the last house. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Yeah, I live in the same neighborhood. Just never really talked to each other. So that's how I became friends with him and friends with the family and all that stuff like that. And felt like we had more in common. I knew their family members too. I actually knew their brother before I knew him. I was good friends with his brother before I knew him. So when I saw the brother walking, I was like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. That's usually what happens. So that's how I became good friends with him. So he's the one, we're going to that later on, something else. But I met him and then I met a couple other people in the neighborhood I was hanging out with. Basketball court, run a couple games out there and met a few people. And I never forget, they came to the house, they was like, yo, what you doing? And I was like, I ain't doing nothing right now. He said, you wanna go buy some video games? No, they're all gamers. I was like, we going downtown? He says, no, we going right down in the hood to get it. And I was like, yeah, right, gaming stores in the hood, you crazy? I never heard of Germantown Avenue. And we're like, how much you wanna bet? So I bet you 20. So we get dressed, put my gear on. It's snowing. We walk down there. They take me down to the area. I said, yo, y'all better not be trying to jump me. Because we're going to have problems. And they said, no. It's down here. It's down here. And then your spidey senses starts kicking like, how long have I known these jokers for? Like, am I going, sorry, people, but that's just how you think. I apologize. But you think that I might have to off these jokers right here if they're lying to me. Because I'm not going to let them lead me where I need to go to. So as we get down there, there's a store. It's a whole section of store. Like, what the freak? Like, I don't really go that far down into the neighborhood. And I'm like, where the freak all this come? They're walking through this clothing stores and this and that. Like, gee whiz. And instead of me going all the way downtown, spending all that money, I could be down here getting the hookup. If you know what the hookup is, when you usually downtown, well, it depends on who you know. That's what it comes down to. But down there, if they see you down there, you're regular, you go down and get your car fixed or whatever, you're getting speakers or whatever, you become a regular. Everybody knows you on that strip. And because they know you're on that strip, they know you're good for it. I had some places that I was down there shopping for so long. If I needed clothes that day, if I wanted something new gear, I can literally go down there and do my entire shopping without dropping a dime. No money at all. Because I know I would come back later on that week or a couple of days and give them the money. I had a couple stores like that. I can just walk in and say, hey, look, I need to get a couple of them t-shirts from you, or I need a new pair of kicks, or I need a couple pair of jeans, or I need that new jersey, or can I get that right there? And I'd automatically get it because I was known for shopping down there constantly all the time. They saw me almost every day I was down there. So as we're down there walking around, the game store pops. It's called Power Gamer. Never forget it. Somebody had opened up a game store There's an Asian dude. Had a gaming store and it had all the games you could possibly think of was in this bad boy. I was like, you gotta be coming walking around like dazed, like here's your money. Oh, there you go, $20. Fastest money ever made. I was like, wow, you freaking kidding me? This was down here all this time. Like, it's been here for a while. I'll never forget the owner. The owner was cool as I know what. He's an Asian dude. I looked up and there I saw it in the red and orange box, the Dreamcast, the import. And he had it for an amazing price too. If I went downtown, they would have charged me so much money for it. Man, I never forget the day I picked that up. Picked it up, went home, hooked it up. Man, I couldn't understand anything you were saying because it was all in Japanese, but still, it was freaking amazing. The first game I got was Power Stone. Then I got Blue Stinger and the rest of them, stuff like that. Oh man, that was amazing. And then I was down there all the time, and that was the hangout spot. That was the hangout spot for all the gamers. That's how I ended up meeting most people in my neighborhood was hanging down there because I didn't know that many people were gamers. So that's how I became friends with everybody, almost just about everybody in the neighborhood by meeting at that game store. Because they were all in there like, oh shoot. One of my buddies, I actually literally had a friend named Crow. His name was Crow. Crow was about 6'4" and he was really, really, really dark skinned. I mean, really dark skinned. And that was his name. His name was Crow. He is the funniest character I ever met in my life. This guy did some crazy stuff. I used to go to Crow's house. Crow would have me and Stitches just laughing. Crow had these wild adventures he would go on with him and this other Jamaican boy that came down from New York City. And Crow was originally from the Heights. But he was down here in Philly. His family is from the Heights. And he would just do the craziest stuff. I couldn't tell you half the stuff they did on camera, but it was just freaking hilarious. And I'd be down there in Stitches. Crow's favorite game was St. Rose. He was a big St. Rose fan, so I was always down there playing with him. He's a cool dude. I don't know what happened to Crow. He was a funny dude, man. That guy was like 6'4", and I looked out, I was like, gee whiz, he's real tall, really, really, really dark skinned, a real nice person. Everybody had crazy nicknames. I met everybody on the far end on this side, a little farther down there, 33rd and Diamond, going a little farther up in that area. I met the whole entire block from that section in the game store. They were all freaking anime freaks and gamers and all that stuff we never would have knew. That's why I said never judge a neighborhood by because it looks rough and tumbled, you know. Yeah, you're gonna have days. Yeah, you walk outside, it'd be maybe your last day. But then again, like I said, you'd be surprised what kind of people live in that neighborhood. When I said about the house, I wouldn't have put that house in that neighborhood, and I wouldn't have, you know, just because it is. You're still gonna have to deal with the ugly in there. But a lot of people in there work good jobs and hey, you know, stuff like that. But people would label the whole neighborhood as them all being bad, and that wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. Period. But I met some really interesting people. When I was doing the computer work, and I was going to people's homes, and I was doing installments in their homes. And I've seen people, I thought everybody had pit bulls in the neighborhood. Apparently, I was definitely wrong on that one. I saw some of the most craziest pets. One boy had scorpions. They were big too. They were huge, massive scorpions. Another one had a frog called Bastard. Sorry about the frog, but it was the most ignorant frog I've seen in my life. It had one little foot, one big foot, and it was just like, you ever remember the movie on Weird Science where they turned their brother into a pile of crack? He was kind of like an attitude like that. His name was Bastard. He fell in love with him. He said it was the most deformed, ugly looking thing he ever saw in his entire life. And he loved it. And he took it in. And his name was Bastard. Had a big old cage and he put stuff in and he would eat it. Bastard is about as ignorant could get. I've never seen a frog take his tongue out and lick the side of a case. Like, gee whiz, everything freaks me out. It has some crazy stuff in there. I was dealing with the scorpions. Oh, Pico. This was really interesting. So literally, this is when I was taking up martial arts. And this is where I almost attacked somebody because I didn't know what they were doing. And it kind of freaked me out. This guy came out of a basement with a leather black bib on and leather gloves and stuff like that. I'm thinking, oh, this guy's a freaking serial killer. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to hurt him. And he wanted me to, now mind you, you're coming to someone's house and they come up out of the basement with black gloves on and they come up with a black bib and they're saying, hey, I need you to come to the basement and show you something. Every freaking instinct is going to go off in your head thinking, yeah, I'm going to end up taking this guy out. This is what's going to happen. So we get to the basement, we get down there, he has this huge, massive tank. And in this tank is this dark, murky water, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is not looking good right now for him. So I'm literally thinking I'm going to take this guy as fast as possible because it's freaking me out. And he has all these electrical coils like neon lights, and he has Pico written across the tank. And I was like, Pico? Why do you name it? It's an electric company in Philadelphia. And he takes his hands and he sticks it down in the tank and he pulls out this eel. And this thing was huge. It was a 6-foot eel. They go to the side of the tank. And he was like, check it out. This is Pico. And I was like, wow. And all that stuff calmed down and relaxed and everything. And saw this giant eel. And he says, yo, watch this. And he goes to tap the glass. And the thing starts generating this electricity, which you can't see in the water. But the neon lights around the tank start powered up. I'm like, wow, that is amazing. Yeah, he had a 6-foot electric eel. Now, hanging around with I got to know front over there by the name of June in Germantown Avenue. I bought clothes from over there a few times, and I went over to actually sneaker store. That's how I met June. I met June and his group of friends. They all race cars, all of them. They're like the Fast and the Furious version. They all race cars. They built cars. They worked on cars. Honda. That's what it was all about them. All had Hondas, all of them. And they would race their cars. They all knew each other. They would go down to these areas and they would race these cars back and forth. And that's how I got to hang around with Puerto Ricans. Because I never hung around a Puerto Rican a day in my life. Never, ever. Until I met this guy. And man, I'm telling you, never had more fun in my entire life. Been to parties and birthday parties and get-togethers and all that stuff. And these races, I've been to a couple of the races. These guys were unbelievable. They were hilarious. And June was a genius. He actually rewrote the operating system for Windows XP and stuff like that. And yeah, they were pretty interesting people to hang around with. Oh, they were funny. Good gracious, these guys were hilarious, man. I swear I would give my left arm to be friends. The best time I'm friends would be to see him again because I lost contact with them in COVID. We all lost contact with each other. Man, these guys were hilarious, boy. They did some of the most craziest stuff you could ever think of. They were fun to be around. So I got a chance to hang around different races and stuff. Before I came up there, I was in Newark, Delaware. All my friends were white. I learned to do some interesting stuff with white people. Did some pretty cool stuff, I tell you. Gee whiz. I tell you, but at the end of the day, man, you got to hang around with them, man. They do some cool stuff. You won't be bored, I'll tell you that much. You'll never be bored. That's virtually impossible. Man, Ronnie's another funny dude. That's how I got into skateboarding. Got into skateboarding, got into hockey, all that stuff like that. Hang around with them. Hiking, that'll be them. We're gonna put the video picture. I'm gonna put the picture slideshow. The picture slideshow is gonna be huge, so we'll put that there. Yeah, you gotta learn to hang around all different races, man. That's why I feel sorry for people at the end of the day that are racist toward other people at the end of the day, because you never ever get a chance to experience so much. You can learn from so many different races. Learn so much about the culture and things that they do. They're amazing. Every time I meet somebody new from a different race, I always want to know exactly what the world is all about. What do you eat? What do you have for breakfast? What do you have for dinner for lunch? You know what I mean? What do y'all do? So, I want to know everything about it. Let's see. Let's get another video player here. Let's do this different. I'm going to do a slideshow here and then the video players at the bottom. But I want to do a couple of videos on this one too on top of that. All right, we'll do 2 videos and we'll do a slideshow right there. Yeah, every time I meet somebody from a different race, man, yeah, share, please share. Take me to your restaurants, where y'all like to eat, what you like to do. I want to know about your history, stuff like that. I'm always interested in stuff like that. To learn something new every time you meet somebody. Or just anybody else in general, you should learn something new about them. That's why I don't want to give up this part and basically be in contact with my customers, because I learned so much from my customers. Actually, many years back, when I was doing digital crystal screen print, I told you I met a guy who was in the Secret Service. He ran alongside the truck for the president, the limousine. All right, now we got to put in a gallery. We need to put that gallery in. I'm going to do my 3D press. I love to do the 3D press. My favorite one to do. I'm going to grab this one right here. Boom, I like these. That 3D carousel is nice. Oh, it fits nicely too. I had enough room, so I did have to take all that out. All right, cool. So right here, we're going to do our videos right here on the splatter screen. We're going to do the black and white on that one. And then we're gonna do, I'm gonna order me a white screen too, because I did some demonstrations on that too. So let's go in here and let's grab, let's change our players out here. We're gonna put in loop. Definitely loop the players. The reason why you loop the players is because it's to make sure only your content is being played and not some other content that may pop up out of nowhere. Oh, wait, this, I was just saying, wait a minute. Oh no, I'm missing something. It's not right here. We got another video player there. There we go. Now it goes. That should be even Steven. Ah, cut it out. We're not even hitting anything. We're nowhere near hitting anything. Right here, right here, right here. There we go. Let's get that one in there done. Let's go over here and get this one here done too. I remember they had this episode on Twilight Zone. It's not the black and white version, it's the color version of it. It was called Kick the Can. Saw that one before? That's a pretty good one. This guy comes to the senior citizen home. I think it was an angel. It might have been an angel. And when he came in, he was doing new stuff, you know what I mean? But this one guy, he's a bit of an old fogey. He wanted to keep things the way they were, you know what I mean? The way they were. And he just wanted to change things up a bit, give people a chance to, relive their childhood. And then we're like, by then we're just staying here to die. That's basically about it. That's his whole attitude was. So he would have this game called Kick the Can every night. But the thing about it is, when the first night when he put out the can, when the kid kicked it, he was back to his young age. They were like little kids running around playing Kick the Can. It was always hilarious. I gotta find that episode. But that's what he brought him. He gave them the youth of their childhood again. Every time they wanted to play Kick the Can. And in the end, he took them home, where they can play Kick the Can forever. But the old fogey guy who didn't believe it, at the last minute, he went outside and he saw them young. And I'm not going to tell you the ending of it, because the ending of it, like I said, it's Twilight Zone, is a bit of a twists and turns, but I'm going to try to find the link and put it up so you guys can check it out. But that Kick the Can was pretty good. It was. There's a lesson to be learned in that one. All right, so we got everything here. We got our contact number. Let's see right here. Free shipping in there. Right there. Need to. Sorry, everybody is here. That's we're almost done with that. We need to put this right here. So this one we have to change out a little bit, because when we started off, it wasn't going to be no screen printing to the public. I would have thought that one of the contracts picking up would have basically made it a website, but they weren't interested in it. They weren't interested in doing business with companies, and that would have opted out all my customers, which I don't want. So we have to put something there to explain the customer-only products. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit more. I have to put a little bit more in there for that. Put that some in there. All right, so here we need to go over to my Facebook page. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the likes. All right, we need to go grab. This was the last one I did. I think it's the last one I did. Yeah, that's the splatter wall. What were we going for when he was painting it? Like, I don't even know. I was just basically just splattering into the screen. That's it, yeah. All right, we're gonna put a new section in here, a picture, and we're gonna put down wrong keyboard. Black and white. Splatter this on the screen. Hey, Taco Bear. What's up? Your windows open? You're out there communicating with the people? Your tie will be here soon. Taco's got a tie now. I got him a tie. Let me see. These are my pictures. When I do videos, I do my pictures also with the videos, so that way everything matches. So this is my work and it belongs to me. I went through that nonsense, like I said, when I got my first contract, and they thought it'd be a good idea to basically go in and take images off of Google and pose it as if it was my work. And we are not doing that crap. So that's misleading. You know, my company was Christian based then and it's still Christian based now. And I explained to them, I can't do that. I can't go to the Lord and say, hey, Lord, I need you to bless me with new technology, but I'm going to fake these images so other people can. No, we don't do that. People take God for a joke. That's the problem. People don't fear him enough. That's the problem. Figure you can do whatever you want to do and he's not going to notice. My goodness, are you lost your freaking mind? You know, you stop your heart if he wants to. People don't get that part at the end of the day. God decides right now, just a mere thought just now, and it's hidden. So you know what? You don't exist. You will not exist on this planet anymore. So by God's grace, you are here. People walk around all day long thinking they big and bad on the earth. And all God got to sit there and just bat one eyelash and you're gone that fast, that quick. And there's plenty of things on the earth that can take you. And there's lots of things on the earth that can really easily take you. That's why I understand how those preachers get up there and they get those expensive billion-dollar jets and they're doing all these things you know you shouldn't be doing. You're going to get the very same billion-dollar jet that you know you should not be having at the end of the day and fly from A to B thinking that, hey, anything could happen. Wing could pop off. Navigation system could go out of control. Things just start shooting freaking, anything could happen to that thing while you're up there. So how are you going to get up there, your wing happen to pop off on this plane, and you're going to get up there and pray in a jet that you basically, I say, stole. And that's how I feel. How are you going to, Lord, you know, I know I stole this at the end of the day, but I need you to make sure this plane lands correctly so I don't die. People steal from the church. Steal from the church or steal from anybody. That's the problem. How many pictures should be doing this? I gotta go back and check, make sure we're not repeating these things. Yeah, okay, that would be the last one. Would be that one. Yeah, I don't know how people steal from the church. But I figure, yeah, they got a lot of money. And they're probably naive and won't know. We'll just take from them. I've seen projection screen companies. I've heard stories about projection screen companies selling them crappy white screens and fortunately they gotta buy high and expensive projectors. Yes, a bunch of crap. That's the same thing the church went through. The one that sold my intro video. 7,000 on projector couldn't pick up nothing. But I watched this one deposition. They had this preacher up there, and they were basically, he was in court, and they were reading off the things that he took from the church, money that he took from the church to buy things for himself. $5,000 Louis Vuitton belts, $60,000 in suits. They even had one receipt up there from Mercedes that they cut in half to turn into a limousine. $50,000, no, $150,000, something like $150,000. It was crazy. It was 150,000, 150,000, cut that thing in half. And then there was the house. The house was worth something like $8.something million. It was insane. And it was not his house. It was there for the certain church members. So why are certain church members going to a house like that to begin with? Now, churches, if you fill me out on this one right here, I need to ask this question because I've always been curious about this one from the door. How come in a church they have these seats that sit in the background? They sit up higher than everybody else. Everybody sits down here, and they got these seats that sit up here. And then they got that one seat that sits in the middle, and I guess that's the person who basically, well, actually, there's 3 seats. Sometimes there's 3 seats. There's one here, and one here. This one's a little higher up than the rest of them. And the rest of them are sitting up high. Kind of feels like when I sit into a church and I see it, it feels like I'm being judged. That's how it feels like. I would understand that preacher and the people behind it a little better if we were all sitting eye to eye. I never could understand that. I asked my mother that a couple of times. Why are they sitting so high up like that? Like they're puffed up. That's what it feels like to me. When you're sitting up that high in an area like that, people get a tendency to feel a little puffed up, no pride. So why is it there to begin with? Do you know at the end of the day, there's no favoritism. We all can go to hell. Not saying in that term way, the curse word way, but yeah, we can all go to hell or we can go to heaven. They never understand that part right there. Why is your seat so high up? Let me see, we're going in here. We need to get to this. I need to get to the menu. Give me the menu. Change images. Yes, we go. All right, these are the ones we're going to put in right now. I got to change this music. This music basically is putting me asleep. A little more upbeat in here. There we go. Oh, whoa. No, this would take too long. This would take way too long. I need to grab the entire folder. Where's, we need to go jump from our pictures here. I'm going to change this copyright music. It's driving me crazy. I can't do this. Let me see. Upbeat, relaxing. It's copyright free. Let's see, big band. Any copyright free in there? Background music created copyright free. If you want to hear, I can listen to some Miles Davis, but I can't. It's copyrighted. Get me in trouble. Oh, this guy's really good music. I like his music. Got no 8-beat, nice little beat to it. Yeah, just to keep me up. That's what I'm talking about. The other music would put me to sleep. I had to stick my feet in my foot massager down here. I was falling asleep on that one. Nice jazz number. I don't want to listen to so much of it. If it's the upbeat, I like the upbeat, but I can't do a lot of upbeat because it's copyrighted. All right, we need to go pop over here to Facebook, drop that image. We need to come down here and get the rest of ours. Can we get out of here? We need to come back here. We'll go back to the branch. Well, let's bounce back to here. Yeah, but I need to get to there. Like, seriously. Gonna have you bounce back to one to bounce to another one. All right. Yeah, this whole section here, I'm gonna have to sand down. Not sand it down, we're gonna putty it. We ain't worrying about some sanding. No, I hate sanding. I don't have to worry about it here. That stuff is designed to coat everything. So, I don't have to worry about that nonsense. Yep, back to the other one. There we go. Every last one. Like, man, that's a lot of pictures. All right, that works. And then we're going to do 2 sections on it. We got 4 video players. So we're going to do one on ultra short throw for video. We're going to do another one on 5,000 lumen Chrissy Big Boy for another video. And we're going to do another one at 1,000 lumens. And we're doing a projector mapping applications. Because man, I get that too many times to count for our projector mapping applications. Can we use this on a gray and white screen? Oh, heck no. It has the same reaction as you're watching a movie. You can see contrast or color. Colors are going to wash out. Especially if you're doing like the ceiling displays, you're going to have that black contrast in there. Contrast and color is so badly washed out on a gray and white screen, not even the world's greatest detective can find it. Go hire Batman, he can't find it. Come back, nope, here's your money back. I couldn't find it. It's an outdated product. They need to basically, you gotta upgrade. You're gonna have no choice. Let me see. Where's my picture for this one? We need the black and white. Let's see, demo. I need to put the file in here, literally. I don't even seen this yet. Wait, let me fill this for a minute. Black and white demos. This is completely different. The things we're going to be updating our paint application is basically if you're painting one of those walls I got behind me, which has a child protective coating, or basically if you're doing a fixed frame screen that has a protective coating, well, you got basically, you could prime the surface, but then again, the surface primer might have to take because of that protective coating. But I do know for a fact that, sorry about that, I painted enough of the motorized and other fixed frame screens that a light coating of our product that it dry and then hit it again. We'll watch that demonstration too. Where the heck did I just put that folder at? Literally, just made this folder and lost it that fast. Like, seriously, where is the folder at? It should be right in here. Did I not save me a folder a few minutes ago with all the pictures on it? Unless I'm staring right at it and I'm not seeing this. Oh, here it is, right there in front of my face. Duh. So how many we got in the picture file? 62. Gee whiz. Oh. I could ever understand which gives you that option to go put in as many. You can put like, I don't know how many pictures you can put in there. I think it's about max out. Because we always max it out. We never have enough room for pictures. Never have enough room for pictures. You can't put any videos in there because the videos basically have to be some kind of formatted and blah blah blah. It's a headache. So we just put the showroom pages in. Makes it much easier. They can click on it, go to the showroom. It's more pictures, more demonstrations. Brings the site to life. So everything I have here, the idea and the concept I have here, this is what we pay the web designer to do. He's been looking over the site for the last couple of days. It's exactly how we want it done, and he's going to put a spin on it and make it look really nice and really crazy. We're going to be over at GoDaddy.com, and we're going to be on a VIP server. I might as well go pay for the big boy good stuff. The big boy good stuff. Because, yeah. Oh, we load? Oh, no. Keep going, keep going. No. Made a mistake on that one. Yeah, I got you. Are you sure you want to cancel upload? I just said no, don't cancel it. Gee whiz Louise, are you kidding me? I'm sitting there literally hitting no. Are you sure you want to cancel upload? No. You seeing this, people? Like I'm literally hitting no, and it's just denying me. I just sat there and said no. Are we still uploading? Yeah, we're still uploading. Okay, good. You know, when you click on that, it's supposed to go, are you sure? And then you hit yes. And then it continues on. Not click on it and then you go over to the far end to it to cancel the whole thing out and it's still loading. That's jacked up. Yeah. I'm starving. I need food. I got three lawsuits. Not lawsuits. Actually, I got 3 lawsuits coming up this coming soon. We don't know when the other one's gonna launch, and we don't know because we just got a file number. It keeps been filed, so we don't know when that's gonna come up. But I'm suing the people. I sued my landlord in my last house for mold poisoning. I got to go to court for that. That's a good $200,000 right there in my back pocket. The Joker's got me sick in that house. I'm still fighting that lawsuit. That was something else. Oh, it's gonna be open and shut. Oh, they messed up. They messed up really bad. We're in the pre-trial, and in the pre-trial, they basically stated that they're suing me because I damaged their house. I'm like, okay, so how did I damage your house? I'm not representing myself. Like, how did I damage your house? And they're saying, well, the mold that you're complaining about that was on the property, it was not there when you moved in. I said, you really want to go with that? Mind you, I told you that my last 2 attorneys that I fired, basically, some reason, I don't know why, didn't give them the mold report on the house. So they didn't even know the mold report even existed. All they know is that I was in the house and I left. That's all they know. So they're saying that whatever report that I put in about mold, I triggered it. Not realizing that I had the house tested by an expert who found out that the mold was in the house way before we moved into it. So I was like, we were in the pre-trial. I said, you sure you want to go with this? And they were like, yeah, Mr. Burb. Okay, no problem. So let the judge know that we're going to court over this. Let's take it to trial. And in the last minute, I go, oh, I forgot to tell you, I got a report. And she's like, what you mean you got a report? Can you send it to me? I said, sure, I'll send it over to you. And in that report basically shows that the house was not only considered to be, it should have never been rented, but it should have been condemned because of the high counts of mold that was embedded and infested through the entire property. So now they are, sorry to say the word, they're screwed. Because now they're going to have to go to court. And I know for a fact they didn't do any form of, what do you call it? Report on the house. Because when I got sick in the house, an argument broke out between me, the person who owned the house, and the renters, what do they call it? The organization they have where they rent out houses and stuff, broke out between them. And I said, was the house ever inspected? And they said, well, that was her job to do. And she said, no, it was your job to do. So when they started pointing fingers back and forth, I automatically knew the house wasn't inspected. Yep. Should have took what I asked you for when we was in the pre-trial. Now I'm going to go to court, I'm going to clean your clock. Now she was talking, the attorney for them, she was talking all this trash and blah blah this and blah blah that. And then when I sent over the document, she was, thank you, Mr. Bird, because now she's ticked off. She's going to go back to them and say, why didn't you tell me there was a report done on the house? Oh well. See you in court. So you better have a document showing that house was sick before I moved in there, because if you don't, you're getting your clock cleaned. I might get you for more than that. And wreck your reputation at the same time. Do you have any idea if it gets out and you're a huge corporation that basically goes out and rents houses to people and somebody got sick in your house or there was mold in it? Yeah, that'll damage your reputation really fast. Yep, oh well. Where are we going with this? Let's take all these out. We're good? We got all the pictures loaded up? Yep, they're on there. Yeah, I don't play around at the end of the day. If I go to court, I don't play around. I'm going to get you. I got a call right there, find out after this when our case is coming up. When they file for our court case. Because right now we're for a filing, for a date to come up for the court case. Remind you, I got so much, when our lawyer was looking, he started laughing like, you don't even need me. You can literally do this yourself. All you got to do is just show that folder and that's it and they're done. That's it. And they don't, even the pretrial attorney, a lawyer sat there and said, Mr. Bird, if you have this document like you have, we were behind closed doors. They weren't with us. They separated us in the conference call. She said, if you have this document, you won. And we got the document. I had an expert go through. We did the whole 9 yards. We did air samples, water samples, everything. The house air quality came up at 89 to 100. Do you know how bad that is? The average house, you're going to have some mold in the house. The average house is under 50. The meter came up on their end, either 89 to 100. So I asked the guy, when he came up, I was like, well, can I break the lease? He said, oh, heck yes, you can break the lease. This place is condemned. There you go. Now, they were planning to dismiss the whole thing, and I get nothing out of it if I choose to walk away. And I sat there and said, no, we ain't walking away. We're going to court. You crazy? Me and her got no argument back and forth. I was arguing with their attorney on the other end. Are we going to court over this? Well, what kind of evidence you have? I got a document, the house being inspected. Gee, I never got that document. Oh, you didn't get that? I thought she had the document. I literally thought she had. I thought the lawyers gave it to her, but they never did. That's why they had all that confidence walking into court. Because they didn't realize they basically had evidence against them. Boy, that attitude went, they zapped out real quick. They went from, Mr. Bird, is it possible you can send it over to us, please? Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They replied back, thank you, Mr. Bird. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Had your property inspected. It was sick. Should have been condemned. Should have never had anybody living in it to begin with. Getting freaking $14.80 out of me every month. And I'm living in a house almost killed me. Yeah, people doing dumb stuff, man. I'm glad at the end of the day it was me. And I'll tell you why I was glad it was me. Because it was a furnished basement. Most people, when they see a furnished basement, they have kids, they turn that into a gaming room, they turn that into an entertainment room, or they can turn it into a little nursery for the kids. Do you have any idea the stuff that I breathed in I was down there, that I could have been, anybody, elderly or young, would have died easily. of course, I had the grace of God over top me on top of that too. But I had to go through some stuff while I was in the house. Half the time when I was on camera, when I was in the house, I was sick. You can hear me coughing on camera. But I thought it was basically allergies from the property. Like the grass out in front. I thought something there was triggering off allergies, but it wasn't. It was the house was killing me. That's what it was. That's why I tell people, you find something in your house or apartment or you renting at the end of the day, they right, go down and get yourself an inspector, go to that property. That'll allow you to be able to snap your lease in half and be done with it, move on, and also take them to court and have evidence. Because they're going to claim it never even happened. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be your word against theirs. And I hate to say this, but even if you rent from a family member, do the same thing too. It's business at the end of the day. Never get caught up in that nonsense in the day. It's business. I'm renting from a family member, don't care. Still go get that looked at. Now, if there's a way that you guys can work something out, all right, that'd be nice. You keep the family together, work something out together. But you'd be surprised how family people can get nasty in court. You'd be surprised. Don't look at it that way. Gotta protect yourself. But they're family members. That's why I would. Family, you can work with them. Not every day you can. Some people can. They got family businesses. I don't know how you guys do that. If you work it out, you can do it. It's a beautiful thing. But man, gee whiz, you're gonna have some issues. I love my family members to death, but I know that some are gonna drive me crazy, and I'm definitely gonna drive a few of them crazy. Why did I put that on there? Why did I put that on there? They do hyphens or whatever. I don't even know. I'm not even sure 100%. I wrote that dressing down so I'm going to figure it out. No, I'm going to do repeat this 1,000 times and I have to come back in and do it. Because I forgot what it was. Literally, I forgot what it was. I do not. I forgot. Matter of fact, hold on. Can I pop the Facebook over here? Will allow me to pop on Facebook? Or give me any problems? Alright. Nah, but that's not the same site. I gotta go to the other one. Oh, that shit. I gotta load these up onto the site too on top of that. No. My profile. I gotta load this pictures up on here too. Let me see. Yeah, it's funny. My loading from my cell phone is faster than on my computer. My computer is actually faster than my cell phone, but for some reason, the freaking here, I don't know. They got some crap that pops up, and you gotta do this and do that. I'm like, oh, forget it. It's on my cell phone. Just do it and be done. I actually set the count up on my cell phone. I got notification popped up, so that's gonna be probably an order or so. All right, let me what did I come here for anyway? Okay, yeah. Some joker had a nerve to come on here and say, oh, we can't post on this page. No, you can't post on this page. It's called a fan page, guys, at the end of the day. This is not, I got a community page you can go and post on. You can go in there, but if you don't act right and get your act together, you're going to post dumb stuff at the end of the day, then you get banned from the site. That's what's going to happen. Gee whiz. You gotta talk about we can't post on this page. No, it's called a fan page. It's my page to advertise on. You don't have the right to post on this page. Only I post on this page. That's how that works. That's how I set the page up for. Always trying to hide something. I'm trying to hide something. You kidding me? You seen my freaking website lately? My website, the information I have on my website compared to everybody else's? Okay. Yeah. People like that only entertain. I just block them because all they want to do is just get in there and just cry and whine. Go, go, go. Kick rocks. What am I saving? What did I just put in here literally that I need to save? Did I add something in here I don't know about? Okay, whatever. Not now. Oh, I need to add like button. Might as well add it in there. Save that time. Oh, I forgot we got these over here too. I gotta drop these in here too. Oh, okay. We gotta expand the pictures. Yeah, we need these too. Did I know these on the other one? Oh yeah, we definitely got to put these on. Alright, I'm gonna be here for a bit. Yeah. I'm gonna put these in a separate folder out to grab all those from that one section. Let's put down black and white. Oh, wrong keyboard. Gee whiz. I had the keyboard literally in my lap. Yeah, that people understand debates. I'm gonna see if I can go back and find some of these old relic videos where the biggest conversations that they were having in these forum sites was gray screens versus white screens. But some people saying they didn't want to paint the screen gray because again they didn't want the white levels to drop. That was the biggest concern when it came to all white screens. I love how people have these conversations now and they talk about black technology. You're missing the whole entire category altogether. Don't even know what you're talking about. But no, all that started with when white screens were the rage and everybody was getting them. And then this gray screen paint started popping up. Nobody actually knows who started it. To this day, we still don't know. It was called YouTube paint, literally. And people had the white screens were saying, well, I would never paint myself with that mud paint. That's what they would call it, mud paint, because your white levels are going to drop. Your picture's not going to be that bright. So the same thing that these gray products out here are slamming black technology to be at the end of the day as we go pull white levels, we come out too dark, is the same thing you would slam with when basically when I was making all gray screen paints and black technology didn't even exist. You're a little too late to the party, Cinderella. The reason why the gray screen became the dominant screen when it came to white screens is because it could show its improvement, even though the white levels did drop, true, but it could show its improvement in color and contrast. Now we are with black technology, and they want to argue, the gray screens want to argue, well, the screens come out impossible to watch. Well, if that was the case, then, we'd be faking our YouTube images, which we don't do. We wouldn't be doing a lot of demonstrations in fully lit environments because that would be virtually impossible. Our screen would wash out. We would have all the problems you would have at the end of the day. Probably much, much more. And so we don't have that issue. Man, it's a lot of pictures. We're over 100 pictures right now. We had 62 in that one reel. So we got to be now somewhere at 100. Over 100 maybe. Did I just hit that? Or hit that twice? There we go. Lights on, people. Look at that. Look at the white screen next to the gray surface. Can you see this real quick? There we go. Alright, got that done. Alright, cool. Any more? No, those are all updates. Now for you demonstrations of you white screens and gray screens, you need images like this on your page. See that right there? Right next to the open window. No problem whatsoever. That's why you want to do it. Let's go back over here real quick. I'm going to go more images. Any more images? Let me see where I upload to the media player. Bet you can lose these pictures too. Oh, we got it right here. It's right there. How many we get in this batch? 18. Well, we got 70, we got 80 pictures in. We're not done yet. I'll be at maybe 100, 200, 300 because we still got more pictures to take in the background. I got to do them on different projectors. So we do an ultra short throw. That's about 60 pictures. We got to do them on 1,000 lumens. That's about 60 pictures. We got to do them on projector mapping. That's another 60 pictures. Oh yeah, 18. Almost there. Man. Yeah, if we're blessed to get this, I want to do that whole farming thing. That's what I do for the homeless. I want to do that whole where they can basically go through a drug treatment program, and I mean a really good drug treatment program, not that crappy stuff that they give them. I think they something really good that's going to work and help them out at the end of the day. And they have to keep to that program. To keep to that program, since I'm getting into other ventures besides screen paint. I want to get into the restaurant business, stuff like that, and we can get them jobs where they can work. They can give back to society. Keep going to their programs. And they have an option. We have a church there, have an option, basically, because it's always good to have God on your side, especially when the devil's on your back 24/7. Give them that option, you know what I mean, to become Christians. Because at one point, like I said, in the day, I was not a Christian. I was a man of the world, and I'm glad I listened to my mother. If I didn't, I'd probably be dead right now, or in jail for a very long time. So it's the best decision I made. So this gives them an opportunity to find Christ, gives them an opportunity to clean up their lives together, and it gives them the opportunity to have a job and to have a place to live. I get that land, probably get about 2 or 3 acres pulled to the side, and I can have those shipment container homes put in. Those homes are really nice. 2 containers, if you get the big boys, they're pretty big. Make it so they can blow out the windows, they can open up and they can see nature and all that good stuff. They can have their own section where they can grow their own organic foods, whatever they want to do at the end of the day. That way you can take them away from the city life, put them out somewhere nice. Because everybody deserves a second chance, don't they? Well, we did give people second chances. We have multiple second chances. They just didn't take it. So that's why we ended up down that road. They do one thing and one thing only. You don't thank me, you thank God. That's all I ask. We don't get thanks in the day. We give that to God. That all belongs to Him. Boom. There we go. Look at the beautiful pictures. I'm going to do a picture frame projection screen so badly. Alright, these are in right here. These ones we got. Yep, they're in there. Alright, now we can put the first one. Alright, this is where the grind comes in, the hard work. Gotta leave all these pictures. That's why you gotta have music. Being here in the dark doing this. You got mail. I miss that so much. I do miss dial-up. I do. Even though it was a headache, I do miss it. That funny, weird computer talk. Make that. It's like he was on a fax machine. You just called somebody's fax machine. You see a little guy running across the screen. He hit the first one. If that second one starts speeding up and then ding, and you're in, you're locked in until somebody comes in and picks up the phone and you're off again. But I miss the struggles of those errors. I found one of my old gaming books. And they talked about a whopping 8-bit graphic card. Woo. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna try to find some of my old gaming magazines that had like these contests in the back that you can win free computers and all this stuff. Ultimate gaming setup. So what I'm doing is in all our pictures, I plant in our website. This is a way to advertise your site and get it out there. I hate to bring this up, but you know what? When I talked to these attorneys about what they found that was most disturbing in those emails, in those text messages, is the fact that how it was repeatedly called the N-word. They didn't like that. All that was triggered off because one person got jealous of what we were doing and decided to slander me in that way, and that brought on all that nonsense. Now that person's going to have to pay for all that now. I had the attorney ask me, was I seeking criminal charges? And I said, yeah, we are seeking criminal charges. Definitely seeking criminal charges. Now, when it comes to the other fellow, Danny, again, tons of pictures. So much stuff on it, it's not even funny. Even an email we had that we can present in court showing you threatening me in court. Showing you threatening me about calling me this, cursing me out, and even got your information at the bottom of it. You know, you got an email on him and just going off, just curse words. You're going to see that again in court. And it has at the bottom your website address and your information right there, showing it came right from you. All that stuff. I got text messages from Danny Boy. Yep, he's a bit of a character, put it that way. Yes, you are. And you're gonna see me in court, sure enough. Crow's gonna go at the worst. He's got it the worst. He's gonna go through some stuff. He got 2 attorneys now on his back. Because when they hit Wix, he's gonna be a part of that. Because that's what shows the initial start of it all and on their end. So they may bring him in for questioning. They may bring him in for court. Wix might bring him in for court. That's why I told you that when the first thing they asked us, did we file anything on it? We said, yeah, we did. We showed them docket numbers. Those docket numbers are going to come up quite often. Anytime we got to bring them to court, we'll really don't have a problem after that. But we have to go to court for a couple of times for a few other things we have to take the court for. It's other cases we have to take the court for. But every time we go to court, they're going to look at the docket number and they're like, oh, shoot, you've been to court how many times for this? Yeah, that's not going to go well. That makes it less and less chance of you're innocent. That's what happens. You rob a bank about 2 or 3 times, and they look at it like, okay, I hope this is your first offense. And you're like, oh, it says right here, you've done this a couple of times. So your evidence is pretty much out the window. Go. Oh, here. Oh, missed one. There we go. That one. So my thing is this: if they feel, like I said, calling me the racial N-word at the end of the day. What kind of things were said about me to actually encourage that kind of activity? What kind of things were said about me behind closed doors to encourage that kind of activity? Because that's a different class of people right there. When you start having people contact you with that kind of attitude, that means something had to be mentioned, or maybe it's because of the color of my skin, because I'm African American. So what kind of hatred are you breeding at the end of the day that you attract those particular colorful people at the end of the day? I'll put colorful in that too. That's a different class of hatred. That shows if you attract that kind of hatred at the end of the day, then you're not a kind of person at the end of the day. You're, put this way, I hate to say it, to be rude, to say it this way, but you're a bit of a waste of skin. Now, if there are people cursing us out and this, that, and the other, so and so forth, you ask your average hater here and there. But when you got people in there bringing about color, what kind of people hang around you at the end of the day? Seriously. Now keep in mind, if you were part of those emails that were coming across and some of those messages, you're going to be pulled into this nightmare too also. Well, nightmare for you, not for us. Because they're going to have to come get you. Because you're part of that. There are some cases where you have people that rob a bank, and even though the getaway driver didn't pull out a gun, even though he was initially in the bank taking the money, he still gets time. He gets time, but he gets less time than the rest of them. But he still gets time. Accessories. That's what it's called. Accessory to crime. Or accessory to a crime. So when the criminal charges get ready for filing, some of you are going to get some messages sent to you guys, or someone's going to come down and serve you because, again, you're a part of that. I got somebody right now, I'm plugging their computer right now as we speak. Accessory crime, yeah. All right, now where are we at right now in this right here? Where we at? All right, get out there. There's a lot of work got to put in here. Yeah, it's a lot of work for a place to believe in, but it has to be done. I like to update my site. Here. Oh, that was wrong in the head. Alright, now you're gonna give it to me? There we go. We're gonna do a back check over that real quick. Make sure we hit them. Alright, that's good. I still can't believe it. That house was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautifully done. I mean beyond immaculate. That house was gorgeous. But the only problem is graveyard in the backyard. That'll kill a home quick. I could deal with a graveyard. Like I said, I don't fear ghosts and stuff like that, but I could see if it was a little farther away from it, not that close, like literally not that close, at least about a good maybe 20 or 30 feet away from the house would have been nice. But to just walk over your balcony and bam, graveyard. No, I can't do that. That's, no. I couldn't even eat. All right, come here. Right there. Knock this out right there. And it's going to be a bit of a long video, people. If you got things to do, go out and get it done. Got some housework you got to do around the house. Maybe you got some errands you got to run. I would suggest you go do, because I'm going to be here for a bit. This is a lot of stuff I got to do today. So, you know, I do appreciate y'all stopping in. But I do advise if you got other things to do, go take care of it. And if you don't, hey, hello and how you doing? All right, let me get this right here. There's a spell checker on here, bro. I don't trust Google spell checker. There we go. There we go. We're at 79. Gee whiz, really? Taco, you better not be scratching the inside of my chair up, because I'm hearing something don't sound right. Get out of my chair. Hey! You! Yeah, you! Yeah, you scratching the inside of my chair? What the heck is wrong with him? I'm sitting there and it's scratching nose. Like, you inside of my recliner, scratching inside of my chair. You better cut that nonsense out. See me come over to your side of the place and scratch up your stuff. All right, that's it. 80 pictures. Okay, cool. Make sure we hit. I'm gonna check on these ones we just previously did. Make sure we're not. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, cool. Let's load it up. There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna do these videos today. I haven't done any videos yet, so we knock out 4 today. Knock this whole section out. Did I do any videos? Something I can put there for the time being. Frank Sinatra, Summertime in there. Let me see if we can have the video player playing music on this one right now. Grab this one right here. Well. Spaceman on the ceiling with the shield. Okay. All the pictures are loaded up. Those are all the pictures I just took today. 80 pictures I took today. And that's why he's the manager. Put a tie on, or CEO, he says, put a tie on him, he just come here barking commands. Well, he's the perfect supervisor. Perfect supervisor. Don't do no work. Always got excuses. Want to tell you how to do the job better. Never there when you need him. And he sleep all day. That's all he does. Yeah, I'm gonna call you the supervisor. How you like that? Your tie will be here soon. I got him a striped tie with a collar. Well, I can't put a name tag. I'm gonna see if I can put a little dress shirt on you. Can I get a dress shirt on you? Would you call me that? I'm gonna put a name tag on you. The supervisor. Come in like, ow! Ow! Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing it the wrong way. How about you show me? That's not my job. That's your job. You ever heard that one before? When the supervisor come and complain about you doing the job wrong. And well, how about you show me? No, that's not my job. That's your job. My job is to sit and tell you what you're doing wrong. Your job is to paint, do whatever you have to do that you're supposed to do. And you can't say paint over, but that's what they say. That's the cop right there. No, that's your job. That's not my job. The reason why I got into this situation because I did your job better than you're doing your job right now. Good gracious, I heard that so many times. Count. Yeah, don't step off the curb. We waiting for you in the background in the dark. Lights going, boom. I'm only joking with that one, but you know what I'm talking about. They don't want to show you, they just want to tell you that you're doing it wrong. And you know you're doing it right. They just want to be jerks about it. That's not my job, that's your job. That's the reason why I had this job, because I was doing your job better than you were doing your own job. Like really just gonna come here and belittle me at the end of the day. But you have good supervisors. You have good supervisors that'll show you, come on, like, look, let me show you how to do this. An easier way you can do this. Those are good supervisors that'll walk up to you and like, you know what, hold on, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you a better way to do this. You work smarter. See what I mean? And those are the ones that are good to work with. Those are the ones that'll sit down at your table, have a conversation, joke with you. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of people I like. Those are the good supervisors. Or my personal supervisor, my best one I ever had in my entire life, is when I was doing maintenance over at Flower Town in Kmart. Unfortunately, she was going through a divorce, but she was drunk every day. She came with these Terminator glasses, like, look, whatever you do, just don't get caught. Goodbye. And literally, that was it. So, she was a fantastic supervisor. You know, we came in and checked up on her and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She was going through stuff, talked to her a little bit here and there. You know, they didn't take advantage of her, you know, because she wasn't there. But we just made sure that when we had to get the job done, we got the job done. We did our job. Like I said, as long as we do our job, we do it correctly, we come in on time, and we knock our work out and everybody else's work out, we can help other people out. It makes her look good at the end of the day. And on top of that, we can do whatever the freak we want at the end of the day, but they can't fire us. Because, again, not too much crazy stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Shenanigans. Having fun. Because they know we had a good track record. We get our job done on time. We help other people out in the store at the same time, and that makes her look good. Because we're not trying to lose that supervisor. I don't want a supervisor that's going to be on my back 24/7 in my face. Every time I turn around, he's there. I don't want that. She was never there, but she made it fantastic. You ever watch, I don't know if you guys remember Hogan Heroes? And they had the commander basically couldn't stand them so much, he gave them their own place away from them, which they wanted at the end of the day. But if they brought in another supervisor, or a captain that was basically, they got rid of him, then someone could come in far worse. Someone that followed everything by the book, and they didn't want that. That means they would get snatched off that island, they would get thrown over there, they would have to do the things that they didn't want to do every single day, because they had somebody that would do things by the book, and that's what they didn't want. So they protected that particular person to make sure that they did whatever it took. Like they had an inspector coming down to check out the island and make sure everything was legit. And if he had failed, he would have lost his job, and somebody else would have came in far worse. So that way, they came in and said, look, we got to act like soldiers today. We got to have this place tip-top shape for a whole entire week, inspection week. We're going to look like we're the best of the best. So they can keep him in there. So that's what we did. We knew there were other people gunning for a job at the end of the day, so we made sure we got the job done. And then once in a while, we got into trouble. Not say trouble, like in the back, we had a drag race with shopping carts. I had Malibu Barbie in mine, and my friend had Barney. Or the time I picked up a co-worker and put it in a shopping cart, and I tried to run it through the cashier, and they wouldn't do it. So stuff like that, little shenanigans like that. Or yeah, was throwing the football back and forth, you know, something like that. But other than that, they couldn't argue the case because, you know, we got the job done. Got there on time, got the job finished. When I went to inspect it, everything was done correctly. Had enough free time to go and help other people out. Yeah, the best supervisor ever. But then I had supervisors that were downright jerks at the end of the day. They were just downright jerks. Don't tell me how to do my job. And that's the reason why I'm here and you're there, because I did your job the way it was supposed to be done. So I'm trying to tell you how you do the job. Do I really need this job? Do I have enough money for bail? Thoughts that pop in your head when you have a supervisor you can't stand is, do I need the job and do I have enough money for bail? Someone's about to get jacked up. But, you know, I had only a few nasty, no. I had a couple really nasty supervisors, really nasty ones. Oh my goodness, Thomas. Never forget Thomas. Thomas was a freaking racist and everything else on the face of the planet. He was something else. I actually had two races of chefs I had to work with that were freaking nasty. Thomas was something else, man. Thomas was super racist. Not saying all Germans are racist, not at all, period. I mean, I got some amazing friends that are German, but he was, after the 14, he was German. He was a jerk. And he was something else. And the only thing that kept me from quitting the job was the dishwasher. He was gay. He was cool as on and what? Had me in there cracking and laughing all day long. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have kept that job. He's a cool dude. So he would come in there and have me in there bawling. And one day I came in and he fired him. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the day that Thomas is going to get hurt. So I'm in there. As long as Thomas leaves me alone, I'm good. That whole entire establishment was a little racist, to tell you the truth. The reason why, because this is way back. This is when the shiny jeans were big. Right? Where when the shiny jeans, if you had those back in the day, the shiny jeans, I came in there with some open toes, some beef and broccolis on, and I came in there with a little bit of jewelry on, some silver. And I came in there to go pick up my check. It was my day off. So I walk in and get my place. Usually when I work in places like that, not to be rude, but people have kids, you know what I mean? Hey, you're fantastic for having kids, but I don't have kids, so my lifestyle is a little different. So I can spend my money on myself. I had 2 pit bulls and that was it. Those are my kids. So most of the people that worked there had kids. They was working a 9 to 5 and they didn't really have the money to spend, and I did because, again, no kids and all. So anyway, as I'm in there, I'm walking through there to get my stuff, and the waitresses are looking at me, the boss is looking at me, and I'm thinking, okay, whatever. Get my check and I leave and I go. If you know anything about, you know, my race of people, we always got a little hustle going on. So I had some money I was bringing on the side too on top of that. Nothing illegal, some money. So anyway, everybody has hustles, to tell you the truth. Now they do, but that's where hustle came from. But anyway, so as I'm in there, I'm coming to work that day. And the boss calls me in and I sit down and I say, okay, what's going on? Because I come in there, I don't get in any trouble. You know, I do my work and I leave and I bust down the kitchen and that's it. And he says, we don't want none of that in here. And I said, what are you talking about? He says, we don't want none of that in here. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He says, we don't sell drugs up in here. I said, what you mean by, I could have got him like that. I really could have. If I had recorded that, I had sued daylight set him for making a comment. But he said, we don't sell drugs up in here. And I said, what you mean I don't sell drugs? What are you talking about? Oh, because I came in here looking nice. I was dressed nice. So how are black people supposed to dress? And he didn't want to finish that conversation. He said, well, you know, go back to work and blah, 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 blah. So when I went back, I was already heated already. My trigger points were all triggered off. I was going off already in my head. So as I get in there, I find out that the dishwasher got fired. Oh man, this is not gonna go well for Thomas. And sure enough, Thomas started on me. He ain't bothered me. He always picked with the dishwasher, but he always started on me in a day. And he said the word boy out of his mouth. And I was just about to strike him, and I realized I'm on freaking company property. This is not the place to handle the situation. So I go back to the hood. I contact 3 of my big friends. Like, okay, man, I need somebody. We need some muscle work. We need somebody to have handled and taken care of. So long story short, it was handled. Let's put it that way. No, Thomas was not put into the hospital. It was just handled. That's all. And that's all I got to say. But anyway, yeah, he was something else. He was a dirtbag. He didn't need to be there at all. Second one, which was definitely a dirtbag, should have definitely been handled in a certain way, but she wasn't. She was something else. When I went into this place, it was nice. It was a Jewish-owned establishment. The boss was fantastic. The customers were fantastic. Everybody in that place was beautiful. Except there has to be one thing wrong with this whole entire thing. And of course it was. It was sitting in the back of the kitchen. It was a head chef, and it was extremely racist individual who couldn't stand Jews. She hated them. She was a neo-Nazi. How I knew about this is because when I was in the walk-in refrigerator, she wanted to go pull up her sleeves. She always wore these long black shirts with the long sleeves. Never showed her arms. Never. Not even in the summertime. Never showed them. So I'm thinking maybe she's got maybe some kind of skin rash or whatever. Her skin's probably gonna mess up or whatever it is. I don't care. But she was a jerk too. So as she pulls up her sleeve, I see the symbols all up and down her arm. It was horrifying. It was like somebody basically put the Holocaust on her arm. That's what it looked like. It was horrible. And these people that owned this establishment, they were Jewish people. And one of the women, the older woman, the real older one that came in, I guess it was his mother who came in. She come down to the back of the kitchen. She would chat a little bit with the workers and stuff. She was a sweetheart. She still had her numbers stamped on her wrists. She didn't get them removed. She'd remind herself what happened, where she came from, and people falling underneath her, and she was able to survive that ordeal. And here you are, you got this nightmare demon working. She didn't even know about this woman. If you talk to this woman, you would never thought. She was very polite, very nice, and then she changed into something completely different. But yeah, Karma had a habit of catching up on her time to time. She cut her pinky off one time at the table one time. That was interesting to watch. They were able to put it back on. And there was another incident where she did a Home Alone, where basically they removed all the rubber mats in the restaurant because they were cleaning and sanitizing the floor for inspection. And she was carrying this big old pot of soup, and she wanted to go slip. I watched the whole thing. If I didn't see it, I wouldn't have believed it. And this soup went up in the air, came down there, scalded her body, and then the pot landed right on her head. She went ding, 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 right off the side of the freaking tile floor. Oh, that was interesting to watch. So she's sitting out there smoking a cigarette, and you can see her skin bubbling up and everything, face getting all red. Now this is an interesting thing about this person. You ever heard of the term house poor? I never heard of house poor until I actually went to go work with my brother, who actually had his business on the side, and sometimes it would slow down, he would deliver papers. And there were a lot of people in there that had nice cars, and we saw freaking Jaguars and all kinds of, it's a very nice neighborhood. And I'm like, why the freak are they working here? He said, oh, they're house poor. I said, what the freak is house poor? House poor is where you buy outside your means, where you buy a big old house, and you really don't have, you have enough money to be able to pay for the rent, and the mortgage on the house, because they're buying those, the mortgage on the house, and the insurance and everything else, but the little odds ends in between, like food and electricity and gas and all that stuff, you don't have the money for that. So you have to work another job in order to pay for those things. To go on vacation, to do those things, to keep up with the Joneses, you have to basically have a second job for that. And that's what they were doing. They were delivering papers to pay for that second part of that dream. So that's what they call house poor. And that's what she did. She basically bought this big house for her and her fiance. It's female, the woman she was married, which I don't know my business, but that's what she did. She got this house and found out that between the payments and the house, they really didn't have enough money left over for anything else. So they had to work this other job. And she worked this job 7 days a week. 7 days a week she worked this job. Every day she was at this job, working. She could not afford to miss one day. She was a slave to this property. You know, you would think people would sell the house, get rid of it, get something else, you know. Am I at the end of this? Yes, I'm at the end of this. Well, it pays right back. It's pretty good. So you think some people would basically go in and sell the house, downsize, so you can have some money in your pocket. Nope, they can't. It's all about bragging rights, keeping it with the Joneses. So people will actually have the money to do this. So on top of that, even being a bigger jerk than what she was firing the assistant head chefs that were coming in. There's one guy that came in, real nice guy. Guy came in, did his job, busted down the kitchen, he was a really good worker at the end of the day. She had him fired. I didn't like the way they fired him. I think that was disrespectful. Everybody knew he was being fired except for him. He came and he worked extra hours, and that was a shame. She was firing all the head chefs in there, or assistant head chefs, because she wanted to get her girlfriend, who was another chef, in that same section where she was at. She wanted her to work with her, and that's why she was firing these people for no reason at all. She's a dirtbag. So I had some money coming in. I had a car accident where I went through a windshield, and I had some money coming from out Rothenburg, and you know, as I'm walking in there, and I'm noticing that another chef, another fellow was in. He was actually doing a lot of cooking and cleaning in there also too. He was a Dominican guy. He was also too homosexual, and he was freaking funny as I don't know what. Like I said, one for him, I'd have quit. He was a cool dude. Another person I hung out with that was freaking cool at the end of the day. At the end of the day, look, that's how I think. People get homophobic and they go, like, I might not approve of your lifestyle, but I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not going to allow anybody to hurt you at the end of the day. So, you know, I'm not going to say, I'll go hang out with that person. Who? Why? Why? Because they're, no, I hang out with them. I have plenty of friends that are like that. And like I said, at the end of the day, I see them as people. Like everybody should at the end of the day. But anyway, as we're in there joking around and laughing, we used to constantly have jokes on her. Always back there crying, have us all laughing. And Stefan all in the background. So eventually, knowing and finding out what she was in the end, and I'm like, how many people knew that she's like this? And they said a lot of people know, but she has favoritism with the owners, because she comes off as this really pleasant, really nice person, but she's really not this person at the end of the day. Well, that's the best job I ever quit in my entire life. I cursed that woman out. I called her every curse word in the book. I really went in on her. I almost came close to knocking her out, but yeah. I don't hit women at the day, but she was a butch. No, you're supposed to hit women, but when somebody calls you the N-word, yeah, it kind of triggers. You know what I mean? She said, boy, she called me boy. That was her nickname for me, boy. And I dealt with that nonsense. You know what I mean? Because I make a little extra money, and my mother wasn't doing so well, and I was helping out with things around the house. So I put up with that nonsense. Somebody calling me boy, I'm a grown man, and you calling me boy at the end of the day. I got plenty of sisters in my neighborhood I can call right now and say, hey, come up here, I need you to kick somebody's behind for me. I could have had that done, but no, I sat there and I dealt with it. So, last straw for me was basically when I came in, and they fired my buddy, he was gone. They fired another guy, I was hanging with, he's gone. So it's just me and her in the kitchen together. There's no buffer zone in there, it's just me and her in that kitchen together, and I'm thinking, I'm going to jail. Because I'm definitely going to stab this woman to death in his kitchen. Because the buffer zone I had was basically the dishwasher and the other guy. The other helper. And they weren't there anymore. And it's just me and her in this kitchen. I'm thinking, gee whiz, I got to work this job, my mom needs some money, so and so and so. So I'm just going to pray and deal with this. Oh boy. That day, boy. So that day, I get up, I get on the bus, I drive down there. Oh, wait. Getting back to the other guy real quick. So the other guy, they fired him, and my buddy, the dishwasher, says, hey, can you drop us off? I'm like, why would you ask him to drop us? Dude is freaking ticked. He's probably suicidal right now. This guy just told me he came down here, he moved down here, he got a divorce, and his wife took most of his stuff. He finally got his life back together. He was suffering depression and alcohol abuse and all this stuff, and he finally got his life all cleaned up, and he gets this job, and everything's going well. He just got himself an apartment, everything's looking up for him, and then that jerk fires him in the end, which was wrong to begin with, messed his life up. And this guy's already shaking. You can see his hands already shaking. And my buddy asked us if we were driving to the bus stop. Man, the entire time that guy was blowing through like, I had the door already open to get out and drop and roll. But we got to the bus stop, got safely. I didn't go to work the next day. Just to let you know, I was not going to work. So I didn't go. I don't care if they fired me. I was not walking in there. Because I know he was coming in there. He's probably coming in hot. And I didn't want to be a part of that. So that blew over. And I come back in. And a couple of days in, that's when I found out she fired the other two guys, and I'm stuck in there with her at the end of the day. So, yeah, I knew something bad was going to happen. So, long story short, as I'm in there, she called me nigger. And that's when I turned and looked at her, and I had a knife in my hand, and I put the knife down. I walked to the back, and I started, because I had the knife in my hand for a while, and I'm thinking, she walked right up to me, and she said, get the food out of the deep freezer, you nigger, right in the back of my neck. Boy, I tell you, I put down, had that knife in my hand, I was shaking, I sat the knife down, I walked to the back, and I basically started taking my gear off. I'm done, I quit. I started taking all my gear off. Started putting my regular gear on. Now, mine, this is around a Jewish holiday, so basically we're going to be stacked, they're going to be packed. She screwed herself because she basically fired, had no time to get anybody else, so she was jammed in there by herself, and me and her would have been there locked in there together, and you weren't going to treat me like that in the day. So I basically went in and putting my street clothes, and I'm walking out. She's like, "What you doing? Why are you in your street clothes?" I said, "I quit. I'm done. I'm not come back here. You're not call me nigger no more. You're not call me boy no more. None of that." And then something went boop, snapped in my head, and I just went off on her. Like I ain't hit her or anything. I was just screaming at her like I was gonna call her a racist pig and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And the supervisors came in, the boss came in, they're talking what's going on, and I said, "I can't do this no more. You know, your head chef back here is a racist, and she's been calling me nigger. She's been calling me freaking boy all day long. That's what she does. Do me one favor, you can keep my check. You can have my check. Keep it. I don't want it. I just want to ask her to do one thing. Ask her to pull her sleeves up." And the woman, at first, I kept saying it over and over again. Then the guy was like, "Look, to shut him up, pull your sleeves up." And she didn't want to do it. She fought them at one point. And then when she finally lifted up a little bit and they saw that, man, that woman almost had a heart attack. Mind you, she was in a concentration camp, and you see somebody who's been working with you all that time, and they turn out to be the devil. So I wanted. I walked out of there with a smile on my face. So I went to the phone booth. Mind you, no cell phones. Went to the phone booth and called my mom and said, "Mom, hey, sorry, I quit my job. I had to quit. I had no choice." And she said, "Don't worry about it. Lawyer called. Your check is ready." And I was like, "Oh!" See, God works everything out. So I ended up getting on the bus, went straight downtown, went down to Rothenberg, and picked up my $62,000. Went back home, hooked my mom up, had the rent paid off for a while, and went out and celebrated. Yep. Went through all that crap. But yep, there you go. That's a really bad. Those are the worst bosses I ever had. Those are the worst. The rest of them after that were pretty cool. Even the one when I worked at the graveyard. Pretty nice. Michael the Mortician. Never forget that guy. He was interesting. Michael the Mortician. He was another funny dude. You have to have a sense of humor in that job. You have to. But he was interesting. You come in there and get pizza. Like, why? Why do you guys eat the weirdest foods around this stuff at the end of the day? Like, you come to pizza, lasagna, spaghetti. Like, really? My mother did not that kind of work at the end of the day, but she was a nurse. And I'm like, how? I tell you after a while, you build up a tolerance for it. I couldn't do it. No. Anything. I was starving myself to death. Like, I can't eat nothing. I can't even drink water. Can't do it. But y'all guys to do it. Y'all got that. All right, I ask doctors that all the time. I was like, "So when did it start? When you first started being to eat food, but not be it bothering you?" You know, it takes a bit there. Some people it takes less. Some people it takes more. All right, let's see what we got done over here because we've been talking and chatting and chatting and talking and talking and chatting. So I got to put a couple more videos in here, and this is all finished right there. And let's go in and let's basically save this right here. Got this done right there. What do we got for time here? Whoa! I was on here that long? Wait. I wasn't on here that long. Really? That's it? That's all I was on here? You was like almost on 2 hours or something. I thought it was 4 at first. I was like, 4 hours on here for 4 hours? That's interesting. Okay. Maybe this place does have some kind of time warp thing that goes on back and forth. I still can't get over having the fire stick yesterday. I was telling my brother, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yeah, that was crazy. I was playing 2 of the exact same videos, and one went into a commercial. It's the exact same videos, exact same author, the exact same thing. And one went into a commercial, and the other one didn't. Explain that one." I think there's like a time warp in there somewhere. And if I happen to pop up to the screen and disappear off camera, yeah, then you know. And you know, I've never, ever seen that ever before. And anytime I've done recordings. All right, that's published, that's there. So what we have here we're posting is this like the wake up call, the splatter screen. We like to do those. We're going to be doing some more of those. We're going to be doing different calibers. So we're going to do, this one's actually on the 5,000. And then we're going to do this one on ultra short throw. And this one on here on 1,000 lumens right here. I answer everybody's questions right there. All right, what are we putting here? Is nothing on? Oh yeah, we got to basically extend this now because now we have something called the customer only screen paint, which will be coming out soon. All right, with that being said, I got to get out of here. I'm gonna run to the store and pick up some snacks because I got some more work to do in here, and I got a couple more videos to shoot for today. If you're interested in our screen paint products, which we're shipping out all this week, thank you so much for your support. You have orders over there. God's blessing. So if you're interested in the screen paint products, check out our website. We do have free worldwide shipping. All right, with that being said, somebody at the camera said, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. Oh, here we go.